It's good, my Rags of Fitness people, my Rags of Fitness folks, my Rags of Fitness fam. It is your man Rags back off up in this thing. And when I tell you I'm up in it, I'm talking about I'm knee deep all the way up in it. Guys, do yourself a favor, do everybody a favor. Keep the main thing, day in and day out. Please keep God first in everything that you do and shake all of the haters off. And for all of my Crimson Tide football fans, can I please get a roll? Tide roll, baby! Yes, we're back here today, the morning after, the day after the South Carolina game. Scary game, unnecessarily scary game to discuss some things, right? Guys, it ain't looking good, man. The only thing we could do is ride along with our team. But man, it's not looking good. There's no way that game should have came down to 25 to 27, 2-point game. It's no way. When we had those guys 14 and nothing, we should have kept our foot on their neck. And it should have never got this way, guys. We saw Kalen Deboer. He was all smiles after the game. He was relieved because if these guys would have came into Tuscaloosa and knocked us off, I mean, playoff chances would have been pretty much shot, man. Losing to Vandy and losing to South Carolina, which doesn't have a real good resume behind them, man, it would have been pretty bad, guys. But we won the game, so I guess we can't harp on if we would have lost, right? But we do need to discuss some things, man. We're going into Neyland Stadium next week. And we all know when we're going to Neyland Stadium, we have to play the Tennessee Volunteers. Not only do we have to play the Tennessee Volunteers, we have to play against that loud crowd in Neyland. Not only do we have to play against that loud crowd in Neyland, we have to play against the referees. I know no one else wants to say it as far as coaches and players go. They can't actually say it. So Rags will say it for you. Whenever we have to go to Neyland Stadium, you better believe that we have to play against the refs. So we have to play a pretty flawless game, which that's hard to do because it's the game of football. Emotions are involved. Physical action is involved. People colliding against each other. There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of talk going on. And it's hard to play a perfect game. So let's watch out for the face mask. Let's watch out for the holding. Let's watch out for the false starts and stuff like that, guys. Let's get it together as far as our discipline goes when we go into Neyland Stadium because they're going to be looking to throw that little piece of yellow flag. I can recall the last time they did it, and they threw that thing all over the field, man. So, guys, hopefully we can do a little bit better than last time. So, with all that being said, let's go over here and let's look at something. Guys, the last few games, these teams that we've played against have killed us in time of possession. Vanderbilt murdered us. Well, let me not say that word. Please don't get me for that. They did us pretty dirty as far as the time of possession goes, right? We're getting beat, man. That means that their offense is staying on the field a little too long, and our offense is not getting a chance to actually create and do what they do. The defense is on the field for forever. Now, South Carolina had the ball for 31 minutes and 40 seconds. We had the ball for 28 minutes. That's a little bit more even, but they still ended up having the ball more than us. They still ended up being on the field more than us. Vandy had it for like 47 minutes, right? They had 374 total yards. We had 313. They had 4 turnovers. We had 2. Pretty good. They had 23 first downs. We had 20, right? And these guys was going for it like all the other teams do. They're not scared to go for it on 4th down on us anymore because that means they believe that our defense is a little soft up front. Linebackers are not doing their job. They believe that they're going to get that first down on us. So a lot of teams are going forward on us. I think even we had a turnover on downs. It was supposed to be a turnover on downs, but I think they ended up fumbling. So that just goes to show you these teams are not scared to go for it on 4th down on us, man. As far as the passing stats go, Sellers had 238 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Milroe had 209 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Now, he only went 16 for 32. That's not a lot of passing right there. They did a lot of running with Jalen Milroe. Rocket Sanders for South Carolina, he had 16 carries, 78 yards, 1 touchdown. Jamarian Miller had 12 carries, 42 yards, not 42 touchdowns. Receiving yards. Bennett for South Carolina had 3 receptions, 57 yards, and 1 touchdown. And our guy, Jeremy Bernard, had 4 receptions, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. So he was our guy. It wasn't Mr. Ryan Williams this go around, the phenom freshman. It was Mr. Jeremy Bernard, the transfer from Washington, that actually had the bigger game this game. And guys, it should be like that. We should be able to spread the ball around to where different guys have big games. I want to give a shout out to CJ Dupree, man, for catching a few balls and getting a few first downs, man. Big guy, rumbling, stumbling, getting those first downs, man. I like that. But defensive-wise, we're going to do better, man. We're going to have to do better on the defensive side of the ball. We're going to have to get a lot of 4-and-outs. We're going to have to create turnovers. It's not happening. I saw a few knockdowns at the line of scrimmage by Justin Jefferson. I love that. You know, that's Rag's thing. If you can get that ball to fall at the line of scrimmage, you don't have to worry about your DBs defending the ball in the air. And we all know that we have a younger DB core, right? Or we have guys that haven't played with the team long, a lot of transfers, safety, Keon Sabb and Damani Jackson. They have a little bit of playing time, but not with our team, right? Guys, we got to do something on this defense. We got to get pressure. And when we get pressure, we got to keep outside containment, right? And when we do that, when we wrap our hands around these guys, we got to get them on the deck, guys. That was Sellers. Sellers did a pretty good job against us. Pavia did a pretty good job against us last week. We got to get these guys on the ground. When we're hitting these guys, they got to go. It's no reason when Latham, Smith, and LT Overton, it's no reason when these big guys are hitting these guys, they should still be able to get away and get more yardage, right? Even when we're tackling on defense, it seems as if these guys still lean forward and they always get 2 more extra yards, 3 more extra yards. It's like we can't hit them and stand them up and clean them out, right? Even at the goal line, when you watch Jahad Campbell hit this guy when he was going to the end zone, he hit him, but we couldn't clean him up and just stop him in the backfield. There's not a lot of pursuing going on with collective guys hitting at the same time, right? When your teammates stand the guy up, you got to run there and help clean him up, man. And I don't know what's going on with this defense, man. I don't know if it's because they're so spread out and doing other different things. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to have to fix it. That brings a question to me, guys, that I want to answer you, that I want you guys to answer for me in the comment section if you can. Guys, if you look at Kane Wommack's defense and you look at Pete Golden's defense, who is actually the best defensive coordinator? If you could take a defensive coordinator right now, if they gave us a choice as a collective, they said, hey, Alabama fans, we need you to pick one. We need you to take Pete Golden, take him back, or keep Kane Wommack. Who would you guys choose? I'm very curious to know this. I wish I was going live. I wish I could have guys call in and answer this question because I'm very curious. This is an interesting question to me. We have won a championship with Pete Golden. Defense was bad, and we was calling Pete Golden out for the bad defense. But guys, is Kane Wommack's defense is it better? Like, answer the question. And you guys know who I want. I want Jeremy Pruitt. I want Jeremy Pruitt. You guys know that. I've been calling out for Jeremy Pruitt for years, but we all know that right now we can't afford Jeremy Pruitt. We can't get Jeremy Pruitt because he got some show call stuff going on, some stuff that we can't afford to have on our program. But geez, if this guy could come and coach with us, man, I think we'll be good. But I think that Kalen Deboer has such an attachment to Kane Wommack that he's not going to let him go anywhere no time soon. We can't adjust. We're not making the plays that we need to when we go into the half. Even though we won this game, it was still things that we couldn't clean up. And let me be clear on this. Let me be clear on what I'm saying. Some plays, some snaps, we're playing good on defense. Some is like we don't know what's going on, right? Guys wide open, uh, people out of spot, right? Out of place. And it's like the consistency is not there. Sometimes we show flashes of being a good defense. We're batting balls down at the line of scrimmage. We're doing all of that. We're getting ready to get these guys off the field. And next thing you know, they throw a big pass on us on 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8. And it's like, man, when we got somebody in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and long, we got to get these guys off the field. And more times than not, it's not happening. And it's not feeling good. When you say, oh man, it's over with. It's good to go. These guys either run or they pass it on us and they get a first down. And I've seen instances where we're not disciplined enough and we give them a penalty, right? What are we going to do? Because like I said, going into Neyland Stadium playing like this, it's not going to work. I hope that they actually went through with that 24-hour rule. And these guys need to be back at the drawing board real fast, because I know even though they say Tennessee even struggled yesterday with Florida, that's neither here nor there with us. That guy Nico is going to come out and do his thing. Offensive lineman is going to be blocking. They're going to be doing their thing against us. And you know when they see that script A, they bring out their best. I don't care who their rivals are. You can say that Florida and Tennessee are a rival. Well, we're rivals with Tennessee too. And I just feel like they're going to play us just a little bit harder than they play Florida. I mean, that's just the way it goes. Everybody's going to bring out their best against Alabama. Everybody want to knock us off, especially with the debacle that went on 2 weeks ago. So this is what I'm saying, man. We haven't adjusted. We haven't, I guess you could say we've adjusted at times where we needed to, right? Shout out to Damani Jackson for getting that pick, because we don't want to give these guys another try at all, because it seems like when they get that next try, that's what I mean when I say the 3rd and 7s, the 3rd and longs, when they get another try, they go for it on 4th down, they seem to get it. They seem to pick up their first down. And it's like, man, what are we doing where we can't get off the field? We got to give our Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback a chance to cook. We got to give that big offensive line a chance to cook. We got to give Jalen Miller a chance to cook. We got to give Ryan Williams a chance to cook. We got to give them a chance. We can't get off the field. These guys are constantly on the sideline just watching the defense play. And it's like they just nickeling and diming us, man. They falling forward for 2 yards. It's like, what are you going to do at practice to stop that? Pursuit drills, like we need something to where these guys are just flying to the ball collectively and making sure these guys don't get a second chance at getting the first down. Because it's not good, man. It's not looking good. It don't feel good. Put it like that. And I know if it don't feel good to me sitting here at home, sitting on the edge of the couch, sitting on the edge of the chair or the bed, freaking feeling like I'm a linebacker trying to stop. I feel like I'm trying to stop the quarterback or stop the runner, and I'm not even out there on the field. I know it's bad for these football players. Are they in the right positions? Are they given all the material that they need? Are these defensive calls the right calls? I don't know, man. But we got to clean this defense up going into Neyland Stadium. Because if you look at it, the schedule that we got coming up, we're going to Neyland Stadium. Missouri's coming to us. And then we're going to Death Valley, LSU. And LSU have all of a sudden looked a little different, right? So, man, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough one. Tennessee right now is sitting at number 11. Let me see, what number are we sitting at? We're sitting at number 7 still. So they dropped Tennessee after that. I don't know why they didn't drop us, because that's not a good look, guys. Right now they have us beating Tennessee, a 53.3 chance of beating Tennessee. I don't know why they keep making us the favorites in these games. I would rather be not the favorite, give our guys some kind of bulletin board material, something to play for. but they got Tennessee a 46.7 favorite. I don't remember feeling like this in past years. And I'm talking about during the Nick Saban era. I've watched football. I'm old enough. Don't think I'm a young guy. I'm old enough to be able to talk about some of the older coaches that coached with it. I'm not Bear Bryant old enough, but I am old enough to know a lot of the other coaches. But I'm talking about during the Saban era. I'm not, I don't want to say I'm not confident, but I feel like if we get ourselves in a certain position, we don't have anybody to go into the locker room and adjust. We don't have anybody to give us that speech to help us adjust and do better. If we're winning at halftime, I don't feel like we have nobody to sit there and tell us, hey, man, listen, it's 0-0 right now. I do feel like some of the players say that, but we need these coaches to say that. And I think Deboer is just a different type of coach. I'm not saying he's not a good coach. He's a different type of coach. But with this Alabama team, you have to be even a little bit more different than that. I think they need to have somebody a little bit more stern on them. And I do believe that I'm not trying to say that Deboer is a bad coach. I do believe he's a good coach. He's just different, right? Like I said, he's more of a player coach. He's the smiley type guy, pat you on the back. We need somebody that's going to stick some foot up in some butt. And Kalen Deboer is going to have to learn how, when he get these guys, these privileged guys out here that they're not used to losing, once they start getting down, how they're going to act. See how Malachi Moore act. Even though he came and apologized, we're going to have 10 more Malachi Moores on this football team if Tennessee get up on us and start beating up on us like that. You're going to see a lot more guys entering the transfer portal. You're going to see a lot of guys decommitting. You're going to see a lot of stuff, right? If we go into Neyland Stadium and don't take care of business. You got to stick your foot off in their butt, Kalen. Kane Wommack, you got to know how to, as a defensive coordinator, you got to be able to stick your foot all off up in their butt. You got to do it. Freddie wrote, somebody's going to have to step in and show you guys how to do it because these guys need it, man. I feel like after that South Carolina game, after the fans left, they should have stayed on the field and ran sprints, 100-yard sprints up and down the field for the stuff that they was doing. Another thing, maybe I'm wrong, right? This is Rags and Fitness YouTube channel. I'm Rags. So the only thing I can do is give you my opinion. When South Carolina kicked that onside kick, to me, that didn't look like a hands team. You got all of these people on your team that got great hands. And the people that you had out there, I don't feel like that was a great hands team. Now, that's just me. I haven't heard anybody talking about it. I haven't even looked at anybody to see what they was talking about. I don't really do that. I like to come with my own opinion. So what I'm saying is, did anybody else notice that hands team that they had out there? We're going to have to revamp that. So it's like even the special teams. Like, come on, man. Like, what's up with that? Like, that's something we need to practice. I knew as soon as they scored, I knew what was coming. I'm pretty sure all of us knew that this was coming. We knew that this was coming. And when I saw the hands team out there, and then he called a timeout, I'm like, oh, okay. So that wasn't the hands team that he had out there. Maybe now he's about to put the hands team out there because he called the timeout. But I look and it's the same guys. And sure enough, he kicked the ball and it goes through 10 people's hands. How did the ball do that? The ball went through everybody. It's like the ball had a mind of its own. It went into somebody's hand and said, nope, I don't want you. I'm going to the next one. It went to the next one and said, nope, I don't want you to hold on to me. So I'm going to go to one of these South Carolina players. It's like that's what was going on. And that's when they almost sent me to the hospital, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying, what else can go wrong? Like, and I'm optimistic Rags now. But I'm like, man, come on now. What else could go wrong in this football game? Like, we let these guys score within a few seconds, feel like they scored and they come down and kick a field goal. If South Carolina would have any kind of anything, any good, great talent on their team, they would have beat us. They would have beat us. Not to say they don't have good talent, okay talent, but I'm talking about great over-the-top players, great quarterbacks, great receivers. They would have beat us hand down. They would have beat us within them last few seconds. They would have beat us because our defense was not playing that type of football to actually play against a great team. And that's what I've been saying. I've been hearing the hype. I did not watch the Florida and Tennessee game last night. Once I was done with Alabama in Tennessee, I went down and I sat around in a social environment, and I was kind of watching Georgia versus Mississippi State and a few more games that was on, but I really wasn't just locked into it. Right when I came home, I didn't turn any football on. I really didn't. I was hoping the USC would have beat Penn State yesterday. I'm sorry, my Penn State fans, but that's just what I would. That's what I was on yesterday. USC had them. They let them come back at the last minute. Well, not the last. They just let them come back and beat them. Put it like that. So, guys, man, with all this being said, man, we're looking at a 3:30 p.m. Eastern game, October 19th, 2024. Coverage will be on ABC. They're saying it's going to be about 73 degrees in Knoxville. Man, if I was a little bit more confident, I believe in my team, but I really wouldn't mind driving up to Knoxville and going to this game, man. I just don't want it to be any altercations up there with any of your GBOs, them Go Big Oranges up there. So I think I'm gonna stay my buddy at home and watch it on the TV. I would love to go to Knoxville and wear my crimson colors, wear my crimson hats. You already know Rags got the hats on deck. Wear even some crimson colored shoes and just talk all of my trash and smoke my cigars, right? But I'm not sure what's going to happen in this game, ladies and gentlemen. Tennessee only lost to Arkansas on the 5th of October, man. They lost 19-14. It was a close game. Arkansas they're going to ruin a lot of people's season. Arkansas, I think, play LSU this week. So watch out. LSU should have lost last night too. Watch out, LSU. Arkansas is waiting on you, baby. I love it. Hey, man, with all that being said, it's going to be a great game. Let's talk about this one thing before I go real quick. Okay, so the leaders, let's talk about the rushing leaders, the passing leaders, and the receiving leaders of this matchup coming up against Tennessee. Jalen Milroe, 1,483 yards, 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Nick Imaleva, he's got 1,219 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, right? Rushing yards, you got this guy Sampson. He's going to be – listen, guys, we got to stop this guy Sampson. We got to stop the running game, right? We haven't had a lot of guys to do a lot of running on us, but we must stop this dude Sampson. He's got 118 carries for Tennessee, 699 yards, 15 touchdowns. That's a pretty good goal for that guy. Now we got Jalen Miller, got 51 carries, 360 yards, 5 touchdowns. Receiving wise, they got that guy Thornton. He's got 9 receptions, 295 yards, 3 touchdowns. We got Williams with 23 receptions, 576 yards, 6 touchdowns. So I'm reading that to say this. It looks like they like to put a nice rushing game together with this guy Sampson. And you know they got them big uglies up there on the offensive line. Defensive line. Let me tell you this. I'm Rags, and I'm sitting here in my studio right now telling you this. So I know your coaches must be telling you this. Watch out for the run. If we stop the run, even from Imaleva, we stop them from running, I think we can have these guys pretty much bagged up, right? But we know that we're young in the secondary, so we have to watch out for them trying to pick us apart with these young guys. Guys, I think I've talked too long, 21 minutes, 22 minutes on this video. I'm excited now looking at this. We see that they're a pretty run-heavy team. Like I said, they got us favorite, 53.3%, 46.7% for Tennessee. This is a game that we need. We can't afford to lose this game right now. The number 7 Crimson Tide against number 11 Tennessee Volunteers. It's going to be a good one. Both of us are 5-1. 2-1 in conference for both teams. Hey, let the best man win. Tennessee, it's Tennessee Hate Week. Guys, come in and talk all the trash you want to. I'm going to give it right back to you, baby. And Rags will be here all week long. We're going to be making videos all week long on Tennessee Hate Week, man. So, guys, with all that being said, man, old Rags must get out of here, man. I got things to do. I got people to see, man. And I know you love looking down in the depths of my eyes. Deep down in them. But, man, I got to get out of here, man. Already. Yeah.